and the ancient governing principles of Ireland. So they're about 5,000 years old, and it's called Brehon Law. So we're planning to build a school, and we'll take on board some European funding and some Irish funding as well to get that done.
Wow. So, okay, you will produce your food,
Yeah,
do your education.
yeah.
Okay, nice. Energy is self-sufficient.
Good question. We have a river flowing, a stream. So I think we can get some power from that. We can get some power from wind. And we were introduced yesterday to a dynamo that once you start it will produce up to 20 kVA by itself without electricity. You can actually feed the grid. So we are looking at all of our off-grid
Yeah,
modality.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice. That's the future. That's the way humanity can survive because yeah, wow, good. I like your philosophy. Go backwards.
Go backwards. All the wisdom is in the past, which quantumly is in the future.
Yeah, good.
So thank
Nice.
you for today. Thank you for allowing me to record this. I want to share it with Rainier. So let's check in, see how you are, and then let's spend a little bit of time trying to explain Cyclos to me so that I can explain it to my clients and get us a pilot project here in Ireland.
Nice.
So
Myself.
check in, brother. Tell me how you are. I'll tell you who I am.
My name is Koen. I've been working with cyclists for more than 20 years now. So it has been my best marriage, and we're there to stay for a long time. Um, Myself, I live in Brazil. Uh, Live in Europe for 2 3 months a year, but the rest of the time I spent in Brazil. And I actually, besides implementing payment systems for communities, dedicate myself to agriculture and farming, so that is my like local economy and sharing food and changing with neighbors. That's what I like to do. Good.
Beautiful. Thank you and welcome. So I'm Paul. I'm the founder of a process called Aeronomics, and Aeronomics is an honoring of the ancient feminine principle of Eire, E-I-R-E, which in English is called Ireland. And we run a methodology called DAGDA, D-A-G-D-A. D is for debt-free mutual exchange, the purpose of our call today. But also we bring in ancient wisdom, which is our ancient Brehon law. We use generative AI to curate insights and knowledge. We use dialogue as a way to get people into circles and create trust through language. And then the final part of our methodology we call alterative healing, which is any healing modality that changes perception. So that could be breath, it could be Reiki, it could be food, community, it could be ayahuasca, it could be DMT. So, whatever the individual needs to become healed in the self so that they can be healed as part of a group, so that when the group meets another group, they meet that group in wholeness. So today I'm looking forward to a briefing from you, brother, on Cyclos, and please do feel free to screen share. I'll only share this with Rainier, just because he's in the middle of a sacred process today, and he could not make it, but he will be taking up the technology stewardship role for aeronomics, and he's Dutch. Well, he's Frisian actually. He's not Dutch, and he is
Yeah.
in Alkmaar. He's based in Alkmaar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Cyclos has been, I still say it's a project, but it's more than that. the father from the Dutch Foundation drove. That started a long time ago, in the 17th. There were like rebellions against nuclear plant powers, and then they discovered, analyzing why the society and financial world doesn't facilitate alternative energy sources. uh, they discovered, of course, that the monetary model based on interests is not favorable to that. So you want to have short-term returns and not wait for the long term. Uh, so then they start focusing on monetary systems and innovations, some projects, Brazil, Europe, projects in Central America. Uh, in 2004, they launched the Cyclos payment software because, of course, if you want to innovate monetary systems, you need a tool. At that time, there was very few talking about it. And in 2004, they started with it. So there was government funding here and there. That was a great time. So they took advantage of that and they built the Cyclos payment tool, this transactional tool. The purpose is to make transactions between users, let's say. Let's keep it simple. There's also marketplace, good marketplace, but of course, it's the best marketplace in the world. There are companies. Marketplace. Marketplace is a complementary tool, and there's a lot of communication tools as well. So you can communicate with members, stuff like that. For example, traditional banking software does not offer. Uh, it's a tool that can be used, that is used by small communities, but as well by great big financial players. So it's of the years um, it has been built up. We're now launching in a few months the fifth version, so Cyclos 5. That means that the software has come a long way. Always new features have been added. Uh, we never stepped into the blockchain technology, so it's not like a centralized software. Blockchain has been discussed, but then of course the money was there at the time. We want technology. We didn't make the jump because actually features was more important than the decentralization system, which actually for most communities for safety and it's not actually a real issue. Uh, we can understand that they have very nice applications, but for users and for features and stuff like that, so it's slow. It's slower as well for payments and stuff like that. So we have stayed to our principle of and technologies we started with. We have been improving that. What is actually the great thing of Cyclos? It's white label, but okay, the most are white label now. And it's very dynamic. So it's a software you can set up and configure the way you want to. So over the years, new things have been added, and you can add it. You can just activate a feature, disactivate. You can create your feature within this block building. So as I said, it can be used by banks. It is used by state banks. It's used by financial marketplaces. It's used by communities. It's used by cooperatives. So everybody, as I mostly say, it's like a Lego box. The blocks are there. So what do you want to build? And then you have to use the tool to build what you want. Uh, and then you can also do advanced customization. So that means that even if you have configurations and settings which are already there, you can even write programs within the software. So you can do things which certain doesn't have by itself. So you can add that. You can integrate it with API services for your actions you can do within the software. You can connect to web services as well. So it's easy uh, to to integrate. Maybe I forgot to say that the first versions, the first three versions of the software were open source. So there was money available. That was part of the commitment. We believed in that. But then over time, we knew that sustainability was going to be a tough issue. So now actually we have some big uh, organizations, commercial enterprises who use Cyclos and pay a nice fee. And this helps that to deliver Cyclos for small projects at a very low fee. It's still very cheap, and you can actually, if somebody pays for a new feature, you get that feature as well. So let
Okay.
the big ones pay for new features and then you join. So actually the open source vision is a little bit lost, but you can still, as I said, it's white label, you can create your own. You don't depend actually on the development team to have new features. You can add features yourself, you can create them with the tools we have built in. Um, Cyclos, the Cyclos team or Stro, they focus most on development but not on implementation. So that has been a weaknesses. Uh, so they think that people actually Cycles is very well documented. People could set up the tool and use it. But of course, these we're talking about more than 20 years of development. That's not something that somebody new learns in a few weeks. So that's where we come in. I've been working with Stro a long time. I'm still part of the Stro team. But as well, I have them and we have created, in this case, a small fintech, which we call ManyLab, based in Brazil, from which we create typical or specific Cycles products for specific applications. So we make them already market ready. Of course, we have to change the layout. We have to configure the features, uh, but it's already prepared for certain type of projects, like I would say the mutual credit system. That's one application. Most projects are a little bit different, but they have the same vision. It's mutual credit. Mutual credit behaves the same way with the same problems in most cases. So we have set up a mutual credit system which we can deploy in, let's say, 2 weeks, I could say, in 2 days. But if we need information from you, you need information from us. So it's always might take 2 weeks. So you can go quick with the tools we have. But you can also say, I want a Virgin Cycles installation, and then build it up from scratch. Of course, then it might take a few weeks. We always say that in less than 1 month you have a proof of concept, but then of course you have to prove the configurations and settings. So it depends a little bit about resources and about the control you want to have on the software. If you say, I want to have my software or my server, and so then we have to build it from scratch, which of course is a little bit more time requiring. But if you say, no, okay, you have a tool for a mutual credit system, let's see what that can do. And that will be fast and that will be cheap and that will be supported because people use it. So it will have support by itself. It will have new features, which others might pay. It's the same philosophy. Others might pay for new features, so you get the same features. So that's what we do. Uh, we, we, we implement Cycles for you and we make it happen the way you as close as you want to.
Right,
Uh,
thank you very much. The use case for us is a cooperative. They're called Urban Cooperative. They are based near the city of Limerick, which has about 200,000 inhabitants. They are a collective called, they're actually a cooperative, a co-op, and they have 3,000 members. And we're proposing to do a pilot with them with maybe 500 members for 90 days to see what they like, what they don't like. So can we use that as a use case?
Uh, yeah, might be. It depends on what you want to do with as a pilot. What is the methodology? What don't you? That's interesting for us to know. Then you can say, okay, we got a solution which is ready. We have to make some minor adjustments. Of course, we have to put your label on it, your brand, and maybe in the future you might change all the language to the traditional Irish language. That would be really nice. That can be done also. You can do it yourself actually. So that's something which we can teach you. You can do that yourself. Um, but it would be nice to know if this is something which fits in a solution we have already ready to market, or it should be something which will has to be built up from scratch.
Yeah.
So tell me.
So, for the purposes then just of this call, so we can share it with Rainier, let's assume we want to build the fastest MVP, the minimum viable product that we want, with some just basic functionality. We'd like to brand it as Aeronomics. Let's say Rainier would be open to learning how to do it, but we would do it as a partnership with you, and let's say over a 90-day period. So let's say we would go hand in hand over 90 days, and we would say to the client, here's what we propose to do. So what I'm hoping today is we can look at some of the technical features. What is a basic system that we could look at? So I'm hoping you'll open up some demos. I know you've given me some URLs. I've sent them to Rainier. But just show me something on a share screen today, and then by the time we finish in half an hour, I'd like to get an understanding of what we should propose to the client as a fee to make sure that you get paid and that we get paid and the client gets some value for that.
Yep.
Thank you.
First, can we tell me about the methodology? What you want to do? Is it an internal currency you want to create, or just like we have done before in other cooperatives? Cooperatives have for a member management, so we can put a member account where they got credits and debits. They consume the cooperative, they deliver services or goods to the cooperative gives them money, and then they can use that to buy within the cooperative. So that's actually a transactional, internal transactional system. So this is one thing we have been doing with cooperatives, but you can also, like we've done in a few cases, to pilots where cooperatives have created their own money. So they're lending money to their members, and they got money, let's say, in euros, and then they have complementary loans, which is in local currency, which can only be used between the members, of course. Uh, and the interest rate of this internal, let's say, loans is, of course, much lower than. But we don't know. We don't actually. We want the partner to say what he wants to do. Not we have to say, this is a cooperative. This is what you can do. I think it has to be has to grow from the ground, from the basic, and then you can
I
see
hear.
how.
So Rainier and I met the chairman, David Humphreys, and the chief executive, Anne Marr. And we told them that we would like them to partner with us on the creation of this mutual exchange system, and they said yes in principle. So there are three things I think that we would like to propose. One is a mutual exchange system where the people who are already producing food and selling food in the cooperative can use the mutual exchange system to do record keeping. Secondly, they have a shop and they sell health food and they sell vitamins and supplements. So, how could they use the mutual exchange system to create loyalty systems so that if somebody donates some time, they can get some product in the shop? And they also have a wellness center So, massage, Reiki, singing, community work. How can the members of the community upload a talent or a skill or an offer, put it into the pool, and then they can get a credit line, and then their Reiki can turn into potatoes, and somebody's massage can turn into bananas. So that's the two parts, and then I like the idea of the complementary currency that's available only within the network, and we would call that GRA, GRA fada, which is the Irish word for love. So we would like to create something where they could exchange non-monetary and non-goods, so compassion, kindness, so that when somebody saw another member doing something beautiful, they could give them graw for that. So it's not a good, it's not a service, it's an honor or a witness. So they're the three things I think we'd be able to launch as a pilot: mutual exchange. What we're thinking of as a commitment pooling system, and then this complementary currency.
Mutual exchange and complementary currency is not isn't part of the same thing.
Well, explain to me how that show it could be, but show me how it would work on a demo that we would give to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would go to the. I gave you a solution for B2B, which was very simple. So you can see actually, I like the simple things.
Yeah.
But you can also have more complete. So I'll give you maybe this one, which is a mutual exchange system. Belgium actually is composed of different groups from different cities, and then they interconnect. So this is not really relevant, maybe in your case, where the corporate is in the same city, but it can be interesting for other applications. If you want to say we have different communities, and we also want to have interactions between. That's great. But in this case, you should be thinking about one community. I will start as a user. We have, of course, also the web application. The features are the same. Of course, the format is different. Uh, but I think it's easier right now too. So this is an organization who likes to add a lot of features.
Yeah.
This actually is it's my test user, so I will have more features than they use, but still they
Yeah.
have a lot of features which actually I'm not sure that's the best way. If you start from scratch, start with a few features and then you can adding, and then people are getting used to it. Then they already know the first features and then there's new features. But if you start with a lot of features, people get overwhelmed and then
Yeah.
they're lost with technology. This layout will change a little bit with the new version, which is to be released in 1 month. But the principle is the same. You got a dashboard. You can actually customize your dashboard, so you can put on which actions you will use most. Like in this case, I can create a user, does a transfer of my credits, internal credits. Requests are things I've been looking for. I'm not sure that it's actually something which works a lot. The offers works much better than requests. I've seen in my experience that if you put requests, the possibility that somebody will say, "Hey, I will help you, Paul," or "I got a solution for you," is not really so high. Um, Events, if you want to publish activities on a particular date and then the flyer information, you can do that. We have this stage two integrations. If you want to manage fees for your members, like I can pay with Stripe or I can pay with Molly, but any other payment service would be integrated. Talents, as you said, uh, once again, these are my basic features.
Yep.
I can put my talents here, um, so people can see where I'm good at. Contacts. Contacts is a small user list, which are maybe my friends or the people I have more contact, relationship, or interactions with. So I put them all together here. It's easy to find them. If you have a list of 3,000 members, might be well a lot of people. So if you have 20 contacts, we can trade most. My ads, that's the marketplace. That works fine. I can place an ad and some documents. You can also, in this case, select document things. So they have a file feature where they load up a lot of user guides and stuff like that. The Cyclos has a user guide, but they show much more things. And then they have a feature which is typically of them, but it's available after you make a transfer. They don't call it a payment; they call it like a, uh, like 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 a board or something like that. Then you are invited to make a compliment. Say, hey, nice job. So we have also what you call is payment evaluations or payment feedback. So you can give a number, which I don't like. I think it's it's just communities where people know each other. Then say it's a 4-star service or a 2-star service. I think that's nice in a big marketplace where you don't know the people and you need something to build trust. But in a small community, I would never, I mean, myself, I would never give a payment feedback like, oh, Paul is a gardener and he gave me a service, so I'll put the number in. But that day he was not really happy. So I gave him just a two, something which doesn't strengthen the community. And you can also give member evaluations, which is something I don't think it's activated in this. No, it's not activated in this setting, but you can add that to it, which are traditional like marketplace features. Then I got my fees. I got my fees account. I haven't been paying actually. And then time, actually time is this translation. It's in English here, but actually the account is not time. It's a money account. So an equivalent of a euros account. So this is my account balance for last transactions. The latest advertisement, probably I don't have them, or we don't have them in my group. Too old, and then the latest users. I think the icon should have been changed. But these are all test users and might have the same name as. And then you can add some more here. You can actually, this is customizable, so you can add more things here. You can add graphs, you can add stuff like that. So this is your dashboard, which is configurable. And then we go to the, actually, you got two important features. The banking, which is actually, banking is exaggerated, but you can change the word. It's the financial part, and then you got the marketplace part. The banking, we got, so before we got my fees. This is my local currency account for my transactions. I don't know what Barack Obama, what he's doing here.
Yeah, I saw Barack was there. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who created that. Maybe. Uh, so transactions, everything is controlled, so you know the value, the amount, the date, from who to who, the payment type, which channel was it paid, and the
Mm.
transaction number, the basic stuff. You can add more as well. Transactions, of course, there are filters. You can filter your transactions. That will also change in the pipes. It won't look so overwhelming anymore. Uh, you can, of course, download everything you have. So this is a typical transaction overview. I can make a payment. So in this case, what people can do as payments is very simple. They can make a payment to uh, other members. They can make also payments to members of other groups. Uh, let's say we were talking about the guy. So okay, let's get. He has enough money, but let's give him one more. I can give him a compliment as well. Let's say not very good. This is optional. Huh? This can be a compliment is optional. So there's also the description. And the simple thing. I already gave a compliment, but if I didn't give a compliment within the payment, I can give another. Uh, so actually, that's very simple. I got my account overview. I can do payment to members. I can search members in my contact list. If members have a QR code, I can scan the codes and I can in this way upload the member name or the member ID. So that's it. And then the fees account is linked to the payment with Stripe or more if you want to do it. Let's say, they actually have not been.
And operators, what's in there? You still there? Did we still have you?
Yeah. Operators is, this is my account, my personal account, but I can add my wife, I can add my son. So these are people who can co-manage your account, but you are the boss. It's the account is on your name, and
Okay.
you can add. This is nice for administrators. It's very, it's, I don't know, and in that case they use quite a lot. And when there's a couple, they have a lot of couples who have a joint account, and then so they create an operator for the other person, for the wife, for example. So you can see who made the payments. You can see how come that my let's try to request. I think it's connected.
Okay.
But like, why is my account so low? And then you can see, yeah, there's a lot of payments made, but it wasn't me, so you can see that. Operator of your account just called your wife, who got away with all the money. Happens. So actually, the operators, you can have an operator who has the same rights as you have. So can do whatever you can do it too, but it's not
Yeah.
and you can create operators with less permissions.
Okay.
Okay. Then the marketplace, they have a lot of things in the marketplace. That's where I got lost a little bit with these guys. First, you got your business directory, or member directory, where you got all
Yeah.
your members of your community. In this case, they have, as I said, it's a lot of cities. So you can actually go to, you can go to, there's nothing there. You can go to another community. You can see these people.
Okay.
I will select Julie. I
Yeah.
can make a payment to Julie. I can give a compliment. I can see what her talents are. Okay, she
Okay.
hasn't put any talent
Yes.
over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send message, etc. So this is the business directories. Check a member, and then you can have a lot of actions on this page.
Okay.
Ads. These are all the ads. As I said, we don't have much here, but I can go to another one, another community. Then you see they have a lot of ads. I can publish them as well, like this. Uh,
Mm.
so, okay. 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 So we can see
Got it.
You can see, of course, what is in information,
Yeah.
basic stuff, the price. You can have a promotional price, which is not used so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can add other fields as well. And you can add it to your favorites, like the same marketplace stuff. You can
Yeah.
ask a question, which
Yeah.
is publicly, and you can contact, which is privately. So you
Right.
don't want that.
Wonderful.
So that is advertisement. Then you got advertisement interest, which it's not used a lot. You can I'll be looking for something, so you fill in the fields, and then if somebody puts an ad which matches some criteria here, the criteria here, then you get a notification. So if I'm looking for beer and somebody 2 days later puts an ad with beer, so I will get a
Okay.
notification. But that's very few used. My advertisements, so that is what I can do. Uh, you know, the same thing that we've seen. You can hide it as well, edit, remove it.
Yeah.
You can make sure that the ad can only be published or authorized by the administrator, which is
Mhm.
too centralized, probably. So
Yeah.
you can decentralize, but then people can put a lot of stuff and a lot of shit
Okay.
in the ads too. That's a risky pick. And also questions. If somebody asks me a question on an ad, I will find them here. I have no unanswered question. So I will have, if I have them, I might respond them. I can invite users. It's something they
Yeah.
have if you want to grow,
Beautiful. Yeah.
which that's actually also a feature which you can disable. My events,
Yeah.
these are if I have events, my request things I'm looking for, and request in general. Uh, as I said, people don't use that. People don't use any request into this community. No, they don't use it. They want features and then they don't use them. But I
Yeah.
can understand. Request is something, I want milk. You could, if there's not a milkman in or is not a cow participating in network, then it's hard that somebody will say, I got the milk. And actually, it's a little bit complementary to advertising interest.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then the talents, maybe it's easier to see. These are talents of the members. It's a very simple feature. I think the layout should be improved,
Okay.
but then you got the talents. That's the marketplace, and then as well, it still stays simple. They have a lot of things in marketplace, but it's actually
Yeah.
above here in the mailbox. It's very simple. With the profile, you get the settings. You can have a lot of languages. You can put start, people, computer people like me. Password agreements. If you have privacy policies and other agreements, people have to approve.
Mm.
This is the
Yeah.
one you have to click on login, and then you can have access to it.
Yeah.
Most time and most software you cannot see what you've clicked on. Here you try to put it.
Yeah.
The documents, as I said, these people try to document. You can look at if a cooperative can have its policies, it can have its constitution or all the documents or rules and stuff like that. You can publish everything here.
Yeah.
QR code. This is my QR code. You can find it as well on the app, so which you can use to make payments in a shop. Like let's say the community, the cooperative has its shop, and you go there. They can read your QR code and then charge you for
Yeah.
the value of the consumption. You
Yeah.
can also have a URL. You can buy online as well. This
Okay.
one this one is just a simple marketplace. But you have also a marketplace where you have the shopping cart
Oh.
that we have as well. But that's then you have an inventory mostly, and you have delivery methods. So for most people in communities, that's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But in this case, you could use it for the cooperative shop, which has staff which will manage it. References, as I said, it's reference from people. I can give.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
So this is what I've received,
Yeah.
only one, and then I've given to testing things. Uh, Barack Obama doesn't like me. That's okay. I don't like him either. Then we have board meetings. That's something they share the meetings and stuff like that. And you can delete your account, of course, if all your balances are in zero. Then you can delete your account.
Okay, wonderful.
This is from the member point of view. So of course you got administration, you can have a group level, and then you got the admin, which has full access or even limited access. We can create customized administration. So uh, try to go quick as this is a full admin. They administrate all these communities.
Okay.
They have less information because it's actually a decentralized system where the groups have more rights than the coordination of the group. So
Okay.
the groups actually have more features than this one. They can create new groups, but you can have an overview. Uh, all
Okay.
these graphs are customizable. You can make it. So, yeah, I think that's the most important thing. And then we got reports, check and back.
Yeah.
For the cooperative, if it's a mutual credit system, well, this one is a tool which is easy to set up in a few days. Just to
Yeah.
understand that. If you have a shop, well, you can create within your community a shop which is owned by the cooperative. You can
Yeah.
put your advertisements and stuff like that. We can create a shopping cart for people if you want to buy online.
Yeah.
Uh, that would be possible to manage. Then the wellness thing, I'm not sure. Maybe I need some more information to understand it better. The volunteering, you can of course, as a community or as cooperative, you can transfer credits to people. You can do also. Um, Maybe you haven't seen that. There's also a bank account. I try to, as I said before, these are different multiple groups. So maybe I can add a group manager. Okay, I'm now a group, and if I take, hmm, um, obviously there's somebody in this. Okay, you can that's or this is the information. You can have fees on them as well as transactions. You can have fees like if
Okay.
there's in cash, in community currency. There's a lot of things. You can have a membership, you can charge that. And you can also give a loan, you get like banking. You get
Yeah.
bank transactions, which it means that you can I make a payment from bank to the member or from the member to the bank. So you can
Okay.
also yeah, you can give people more than they have. You get also for each people you can have transaction or account limits. This one, all those actions we can do, account balance limits. So I can there's now a limit, positive balance limit, which is not necessary, but you can change that or the negative balance. So these are financial settings,
Yeah.
but you have to adapt. It has to be adapted to your methodology. Yeah? It's not something
Yeah.
you have to use.
Yeah.
So, so good. That's a little bit of what is possible. Is much more. As I said, this is just a particular community with a particular vision. So there's much more. So we need to understand very well what the cooperative wants, and then we can. With this one, I said we can make it demo, and you can have a trial for 90 days.
Okay.
We can have a test group because actually that's what we most do with organization like this one is the test one, so people try and then of course you get to the because exception and disable the test group.
Okay, and how many people would be put into a test group, you think?
Well, too many people is not good because most people won't use it. They will enter and then they leave, and then
Yeah.
they get other obligations. But 20. It's better less people, but committed people. Like let's say
Yeah.
20 people or 10 people or 5 people. But if you connect it and you want to do transactions and you want to use it, that's more valuable than having 100 people on board and then.
Got it. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, brother. I'm aware of your time. Could you give me a sense of if we were to propose this? We want to propose this to Urban Cooperative. We'll meet them after the holidays. How much would we need to propose that they would need to pay to launch it with you? So, how much would you be charging, and how much should we charge them as well?
Yeah, there is a different in pricing. Maybe you can help on this. If it's like communities which do not have a business model, actually,
Yeah,
to be honest, groups pay about some a little bit more, some a little bit less, but it's about 100 euro or $100 a year to use. So that's mostly is that 25 cents per user. So that's very cheap.
yeah,
That's very cheap. Of course, if they have a help desk, that's separately. But that's for communities which do not have a business model. If this is a cooperative, of course, this is a business model. So
yeah.
I can send you both prices. So you can see if you have a community, this is the way we work, and if it's like an organization which actually earns money with the tool, part of the business process, well then there's a setup fee. There's also a little bit more support, of course. If you pay for it,
Yeah.
and you can also get work cases in the future. I can
Okay.
I can share that with you on Monday.
Great. Please send that on Monday. So now that you mentioned that, it turns out we've two use cases. I was at a community last night. They've just started. It was their first meeting. And the first thing they said, there was about 70 people in the room. They were sharing product ideas. They were showing how to do off-grid electricity. They were sharing food. They were selling organic meat. They were interested in bioresonance machines. And the first thing they said is, we need some kind of a community system to keep everything together. So they would be the community without a business model, and so now that you mention it, there are two use cases. One, they're called Dublin Solutions. So I told them that I'd come back to them about a possibility. Urban Cooperative, they have the shop, they get grants, they have 50 staff, they have volunteers. So with a business model, please send when you can how much you would charge us, and then we will know how much to charge them for a pilot project.
Yep.
Wonderful. Wow, thank you so much, Koen. Really, really grateful for your support and engagement, and looking forward to presenting this to real clients and having a real project here in ERA.
Nice, it'll be very nice. We always love that. That when there is nothing circulating, then in a few weeks you got the first transaction. That's very beautiful, and then you can only grow.
Yeah, wonderful.
Nice.
Okay, thank you, brother. I wish you blessings for your day. I'll forward this to Rainier, and we'll set up another call once we have a commitment from the Urban Cooperative.
Perfect. Hey, thanks, Paul. Have a nice weekend. Bye
All right,
bye.
beautiful. Thank you. Bye bye.